Good evening. This is the CBS Evening News. Susan Spencer reporting. From the Atlantic to the Pacific, millions of Americans lent a hand to the poor today, literally joining hands in a human chain that snaked from coast to coast. The fundraising extravaganza called Hands Across America hoped to raise $50 million to feed the poor. As Bruce Morton reports, there were gaps in the line, but few in the spirit.
From California to the New York Island, millions of Americans held hands today. The New York end of the line started at Battery Park, nice view of the Statue of Liberty, and it started with a 6-year-old homeless girl named Amy Sherwood. The line ended where the old steamship Queen Mary is docked in Long Beach, California. In between, lots of celebrities and millions, probably, of ordinary Americans. We may never know just how many. Organizers said everyone was welcome to line up and hold hands, whether they'd paid or not. Some people interrupted their normal activities. President Reagan interrupted whatever it is presidents do on Sunday afternoons and held hands with some White House staffers and their children. He did not have to leave home. The line came to him. Some people didn't interrupt anything. Nancy Dermiskin and Andrew Tobias brought their entire wedding party and joined the line in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Some places weren't on the route and decided to join in anyway. This is Boston, Massachusetts. But people were holding hands and carrying on as far away as Alaska. And come to that, some Americans joined in Japan and South Korea. The line wound past memorials this Memorial Day weekend. It crossed bridges, that's the Mississippi, and wound through prairies. But if one place more than another revealed its purpose, it might have been this mile, along a rural road 20 miles north of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Monsanto was the corporate sponsor on this leg, but the people are the kind of people the day was about. Farmers hit hard by the farm depression. At the Shawneetown feed store, they handed out thousands of pounds of food to needy people.
And the irony of it is, we're the food producers. And most people probably say, well, that's impossible for farmers to be hungry.
People didn't hold hands coast to coast. Hot air balloons covered part of the route in New Mexico. And in some remote areas, there were just plain gaps before the route wound into Southern California, famous mice and crowds again. Gaps don't matter, the organizers say. We're a success. They didn't just hold hands, they sang. They sang We Are the World and Hands Across America. That seemed harder somehow. And they sang perhaps America's most famous song.
America, America, God shed His grace on thee.
Did they end hunger in America? Of course not. Did they call attention to the problem and get some volunteers interested in longer-term work on it? Probably. It was a very American kind of event, upbeat and hopeful, and there were almost certainly worse ways to spend a few minutes of your Sunday afternoon. Bruce Morton, CBS News, New York.